We live in a world that is so fast-paced and we're encouraged to hustle if we want to be successful. So slow living can seem totally at odds with this culture. However, slow living isn't about literally changing the pace at which you do things. It's about bringing balance to your life. It's about paying more attention to the things that really matter and making room for those things, rather than wasting our precious energy on the things that we don't really need to. So no matter what your situation, slow living can enhance the quality of your life. And in this video, I'm going to go through a few ways that it can do this. So number one is that slow living gives us clarity. When we slow down, this helps to create more mental and emotional space. And giving ourselves this headspace, giving ourselves time to step back and take a breath, helps us to get clearer about what really matters to us in life. We can use that time to reflect on how we really want to spend our time, what matters most to us, and then what actions we're going to take in order to pursue those values. Number two is that slow living simplifies things. Slowing down enables us to focus on the quality of the things that we consume, whether this is things that we buy, the relationships that we have, or the way we spend our time. If something doesn't serve us anymore, we can choose to let it go so that we can make room for the things that really do enhance our lives. And this may mean that we have fewer things, whether it's fewer physical possessions, fewer friends, but fewer things also brings a level of simplicity. So for example, when we have fewer good quality relationships, we can focus on nurturing those relationships. And on a more mundane level, having fewer physical items means that our homes are easier to keep clean and clutter-free. Number three is that slow living enables us to feel gratitude. When we slow down, it helps us to take stock of what we do have and come to appreciate that rather than focusing solely on the things that we don't have. We come to recognize that we don't necessarily need as much as we think we do. And I think it's important that we don't get into a sort of toxic positivity mindset where we need to be grateful regardless, even if we're going through really challenging times, because I think it's important to acknowledge when we are struggling and not dismiss how we feel by saying, well, I just need to be positive, I just need to be grateful. But often what I found is that I can get wound up and caught up in things that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I can get annoyed that I wasn't able to buy a particular thing. And when I step back and look around me, I realise that I really do have enough. When we declutter, whether it's our physical possessions or unhelpful relationships, we clear the way for things that really do matter and enhance our lives, and we can be grateful for those things. Number four is that slow living helps to promote good health. Slow living really is good for both our physical and our mental health. Slowing things down is about being more mindful about what we put into our bodies, the foods that we consume, the substances that we consume, really thinking about taking better care of our physical health by moving our body in ways that we enjoy. Slow living also helps to promote better mental health because we have better quality relationships in our lives. We're not always on the go and hustling and on the treadmill of doing. We're able to step back and have some time for the things that we enjoy, like our hobbies and interests, and spending time with the people we care about. Number five is that slow living enables us to be more present in life. It enables us to notice what's going on around us and fully experience those things. I don't know about you, but when I'm eating or even cooking and making a meal, my mind is very rarely focused on the actual thing that I'm doing. Often it's thinking about things that have happened in the past, or thinking about things I need to do in the future, or worrying about those things. It's very rare that we are in the present moment. So rather than getting caught up in our thoughts about the past or the future, slow living enables us to savor those moments with friends, or fully immersing ourselves when we're out in nature and using all the senses to enjoy that experience more deeply. Being more present enables us to live more fully in our reality. Number six is that slow living improves the quality of our relationships. Slow living can help to improve and deepen the connections with the people that we care most about. I know myself that there are times where I get so caught up in things that really don't matter that often I forget to keep in touch or just make contact with the people in my life that mean a lot to me. So slow living helps to free up my mental space so that I can step back from all of these things that I really don't need to get involved with and think about, okay, what really matters? And rather than focusing all my attention on this, who haven't I spoken to in a while? Who could I message and just check in with them and see how they're getting on? Number seven is that we have more to give when we adopt a slow living lifestyle. So part of slow living is evaluating what we do and don't need in our lives. And therefore part of that may mean that we want to declutter a number of our possessions. I found decluttering quite difficult at times, but on another level it was also really satisfying because I got to give a lot of items to charity, so I knew that other people were going to benefit from them. And there's something about that process of making room for more of the things that matter in life, because I feel it helps us to get out of our own heads, stop almost making ourselves the center of our own worlds, and look more more widely at the world around us and our communities. We get to step outside of our own bubble and we become more aware of what else is going on around us. And so we might want to do things like volunteering our time for a cause that we're passionate about, or donating money if we don't necessarily have the time to volunteer. Number 8 is that slow living brings us more joy. Since adopting a slow living lifestyle, I've found I get more joy from the small things in life. I get far more joy out of being out in nature and stopping and taking stock of what's around me, like the birds singing or the wind rustling the leaves in the trees, and just how magical that is and how beautiful that is. Whereas when I was lost in my thoughts, I could be out walking in nature and just miss all of that entirely. When we can bring our focus onto those seemingly small things, they can bring us so much joy and fulfillment. And even when you're with friends and family, just taking a moment to take all of that in and think to yourself, this is a really special time that I'm spending with these people. These are memories that I'm building that I can draw upon in the future. You almost kind of step outside the situation and look in on it from the outside, and I think that helps to give us a whole new perspective, and we can feel joy in those moments because we're a lot more aware of how important they are. So these are some ways that slow living can change your life. But if you're unsure of how to practice slow living, then check out the video that's on the screen for some slow living tips to help bring balance into your life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.